Okay, Bismillah. Okay, folks, welcome back. We're looking at numerical reasoning, short test 9, first past the post. Okay, question number 1. Kevin works at a car dealership and his monthly salary sales are shown below. Month. So this is sales are in multiples of thousands. So that 14 doesn't mean you earn £14. It means you earn 14,000, 12,000, 19,000, 7,000. What are Kevin's total sales over the 5-month period? Put your hand up if you got this particular question wrong. Wow. Okay, so here what we need to do, we need to add up all these numbers here and then add 3 zeros onto the answer. So if you add up all those numbers, these numbers add up to 75. Okay, so the answer will become then 75,000. So actually we can write that straight onto here. We don't need to start now doing addition question. We should not do addition question. 75,000. That was nice and straightforward. So we're going to add up all these numbers here. And then add on 3 zeros because this is in terms of thousands. Next question. Question B. On average, what are Kevin's monthly sales during the 5-month period? Put your hand up if you got this one wrong. Okay, we've done average before. We shouldn't be getting this question wrong. Well, let's go through it anyway. Right, averages. Okay, let's get our pen. Right, now average. To work out average, we add up all the values. So it's the total of all the values, and then we divide it by the number of values. The number of values. Now we just worked out in the previous question that the total is 75,000. So we already know the total. So we can just literally, we can copy that down from the previous question. We don't need to work it out again. 75,000 was earned over those, how many months was it? 5 months. So now we have to do 75,000 divided by 5. You can do it in the bus stop technique. So 75,000 will go into here and 5 will go into here, and the answer will give us nice and straightforward. 15,000. Excellent. So let's fill that over here. 15,000. Okay. Right. Excellent. Let's go on to question C. How much money would Kevin expect to make from sales over a 2-year period? Put your hands up if you got this part right.
All right.
Okay. So let's have a look at this question then. Okay, right now, next question. Now we need to work out how much money would Kevin, so it's like a prediction, would Kevin expect to make over from sales over a 2-year period. Now they'll ask you to work out the average monthly sale. So what was the average monthly sale? Was £15,000 per month. So that's how much he's making per month. Now how many months are there in 2 years? 24 months. So they want us to know how much it will be over a 2-year period. So we have to work that out. We have to work out 15,000 times by 24. Okay. Now we got to do 15,000 times by 24. You can't do it in the traditional long multiplications way, or you can break the question down. Let's break the question down. So let's do 15,000 first of all. Time by 15,000 times by 10. That will give you 150,000. So 15,000 times by 10 is 150,000. Now we need another 10. That's another 150,000. We're working towards 24. Now we need another 4 lots. So 15,000 now times by 4 will give us. Okay, that should be a 0 actually. 15,000 times by 4 will give us 60,000. Is that right? Exactly that so far?
Yeah.
So I've broken down the 24 into 10, 10 and 4. So now we need to add all of this up. So if you add it all up, so 0, 0, 1 0 missing there, 0, 0, 10, and that will give you, okay, that's 10, and that will give you 16, okay, and that will give you 1, 2, 3. So the answer should be 360,000 should be the answer for that one. Just give me one moment, everyone. So 360,000. Okay, done. Lovely. Right, okay, right. Question 1D. In August, Kevin's total revenues amounted to £30,000 for the sale of 13 cars. What was the average sale on each car to the nearest pound? Now, how many of you know your 13 times table?
Me.
Okay.
13, 26.
No, if I ask you in a different order, 13 times by 7, for example. No, we don't know it. Right. If you don't know our times table, 13 ones, we do a mini times tables. We call this the mini times table. It's like a mini fish and chips, but not tasty. Okay. So, 13 times by 2 is? 26. 13 times by 10 is? 130. Okay, are you guys copying this stuff down into your... Look, you should be. So I can hear Faisal, mashallah, his pencil's really working fast. He's writing it all down. I hope he's anyway. Okay, here we go. So we got these. No, we got these three little numbers, okay? So what we're going to do now, we are going to do 30,000. Okay, let's just write the question down first of all and see how we interpret the question. 30,000 divided by 13. Okay, now, I'm going to put my bus stop technique over here. Now, I want to know from one of you, where does the 30,000 go and where does the 13 go? So, Iman.
The 30,000 goes
inside. The 30,000 goes inside the bus stop. And most likely in this question, we're going to have a remainder. So, we're going to put a point. Okay, and we're going to do a point. Okay, let's see how that goes. The 13 goes here. I always say this is like an X. 13 goes front, 30,000 goes over here. Well, here we go. We're going to use this to help us work it out. So how many 13s go into 3? And the answer is? Nothing, remainder 3. How many 13s now go into 30? Now it is? Now it's 2. So 13 times by 2 is? 26. 30 minus 26 is? 4. How many 30? Because it starts from here, you go. 2 lots is 26. How many 13s in 40? Okay, can we get 3 in there? 3?
Yeah.
Okay, put 3 in there. So what's 13 times by 3? 30? 39. Yeah, so the remainder is? 1. How many 13s in 10? Nothing. Remainder? 10. Okay, Mr. Zaifa, are you copying all this stuff down here? From here? You copying it down? Okay, now the next question is how many 13s go into 100? Because the 10 and the 0. So we know straight away from here, look over here, the meter, the 5 lots is 65. Okay, another 2 lots is 26. Let's quickly total that up first of all to see how much we got so far. Okay, 6, 8, 9. So 7 lots is 91. Can you fit any more in? No. So we know by using this mini times table, by adding up the number bonds, that we can fit in how many? We know for sure 7. So let's put 7 over here. Okay. Right, okay now. So it's 13 times by 7, that'll give you 91. What is 100 minus the 91?
9.
That'll give you 9. Okay, now how many 13s go into 90? We know that it was 7 lots is 91, so it's not going to be 7, it's going to be 6 less. Okay, do we need to go any further in the calculation? Because we're going to do to the nearest pound, all we really need now to round the nearest pound, we need 1 digit here. I don't even need to carry on the question, I can stop right there and use that 1 digit to help me round to the nearest pound. Okay, let's write it down over here. So 2307.6. Okay, now when we are rounding to the nearest pound, let's look at this technique. So this is our units. So in the round to the nearest pound, we look at the next number. If this is 5 or more, we add 1. Is this 5 or more? Yes. So we add 1. So the final answer will be 2308. So 2,307 pound and 60 something pence to the nearest pound is 2,308 pound is the correct answer to that question. So that will be go here. 2308. 0.08. Everybody in this room should have copied down this old page method down on your work. Okay, ready for the last question now?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, let's go to the last question. Question 1E. Kevin received a monthly bonus equivalent to 3% of his monthly sales. How much money does he receive in bonuses during the 6-month period? Put your hand up. Kevin receives a monthly bonus equivalent to 3% of his monthly sales. How much money did he receive in bonus during the 6-month period? Now, what we need to do first of all, for the first 5-month period, we know from question 1A is 75,000. First 5 months. In part D of the question, it goes in August, which is the 6th month, according to his 5 months already covered up to July, starting in March, and then you have the next month, which is the August, which is, he made £30,000. So altogether, in the 6 months that he did it, he made a total of £105,000 of sales in 6 months. So we now need to work out 3% of that. So to work out 3% of that, what we do first of all, we work out 1%. To work out 1%, how do you work out 1%? What do we do? We divide by 100. So 1% is equal to 1050. But we don't want 1%, we want 3%. So if you double 1%, what happens if you double 1%? What do you get? 2%. So if you double 1050, what do you get?
2,100.
Okay, so that'll give you 3%. Okay, so 1050 add 2,100 will give you what? 3,150. So let's write that at the bottom, a bit more clear over here. So the final answer for that question is 3,001. I can't see anybody copying the work down. Have you copied all this material? So I've just written it down. Okay, but I'm going to pause the video on everybody. Okay, question for 2D goes after people who do not own a vehicle, which is 20. So we've got this question to do with the 20. 35% bought a van. How many people will now own a van? So first of all, we have to work out 35% of 20. And this answer will have to be added to the people who already owned a van, which from the Venn diagram is 21 and 10, which is 31. So 31 people already own a van, and now you have to work at 35% of those who don't own anything, they now also bought vans. So let's work out 35% of 20 now. So 35% is 35 over 100 times by 20 over 1. So what we could do here, first of all, we could try to cancel diagonally. So 120, they will both divide by 20. So 20 divided by 20 is 1, 100 divided by 20 is 5. So we got here 35 times by 1 on the top. And on the bottom we have 5 times by 1. So we have altogether 35 over 5. So 35 over 5 will give us 7. So we had originally 31 people with a van in the Venn diagram. We now have an additional 7 people. So the total for this question is 38 people who own a van for question 2 part D, which is the only one we're going to cover on this question. And we're going to move on to the next question. Okay, question 3E, what is the sum of all the fractions above? So all of these fractions, give your answer as a mixed number. So let's have a go. So we start off first of all with a half. And then we've got to add what to it? 7 eighths. And then 9 over 32. And then 3 over 16. And last but not least, we've got to add 3 over 4. So what we need to do, we need to look at the bottom numbers and say, what can we change all the bottom numbers into to make the fractions equivalent? We can change all the bottom numbers into can't we do it into 32? Okay. So 32 is the LCM. So 16 times by 2 is 32. Okay, 4 times by 8 is 32. 8 times by 4 is 32. And 2 times by... Now what we do to the bottom, we must do to the top. What we do to this bottom, we do to its top. And, okay. I can't see anybody copying it down, I don't know. Am I teaching myself today? He's copying it down? Some of you just falling all over the tables and stuff. Can you just please do the work?
I'm copying it.
Okay, time by 8. Right. So let's write down what we have here now. So that'll give you 16 over 32. That'll give you 28 over 32. That one stays as it is because it's already in 32s. That one becomes 6 over 32. And that one becomes 24 over 3. If you see any wrong numbers, please point it out straight away. And now what we can do with all these fractions? Now, when we add fractions, we never ever add the bottom number. We always add the once the bottom numbers are the same. Right, so add them all up for me, please, folks. You have 16, add 28, add 9, add 6, add 24 for question 3E. That should give us a total of
219 32. Okay, let's add 83.
Okay, that gives us a total of 83 over 32. Now, we need to convert this top-heavy fraction into a mixed fraction. So how many 32s will fit into 83? And the answer is? Twice. So 2 lots of 32 will give us 64. So what's the remainder then? 19. Okay, that's our final answer for that particular question. That's question 3E. Lovely. Okay, question number 4B, we're back line. Okay, use the recipe given. What is the ratio of the strawberry jam to the sugar? Strawberry jam is 160 grams is the strawberry jam, and the sugar is 220 grams. So we write that as a ratio first of all, and then we need to simplify it. The easiest way is by dividing both sides by 10. So that gives us now 16 to 22. Now, can we cancel this down any further?
Yes.
And we can divide them now both by 2. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 22 divided by 2 is 11. So the ratio in its simplest form is 8 ratio 11. Okay? Lovely. That's done. That's part B. People, we will require 6, what's that? 6 other small eggs, yeah? 6 small eggs rather than 4 medium ones, right? Now, we need to get from 8 people all the way down to 100. Okay, now if I want to go from 8 to 100, we are going to go from 8 first of all to 4. So 8 to 4, what do? We divide by 2. So 6 divided by 2 will give us 3 eggs. So you need 3 eggs, okay, for 4 people. Now, we want to get from 4 people to 100. To get to 100, we time that by 25. So we have 3 times by 25. That will give us an answer of 75 small eggs is the answer for question 4C. Done. Okay, next. So 8 people. Okay, 8 people. We have. Okay, what's happened to my paintbrush? Okay. Here we go. So 8 people, we need 280 grams of flour. We need to get to 100 people using the same technique we used in the previous question. So we're going to go from 8 people first of all down to 4 people. Whoops. I think I hit 40 by mistake. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's go back to Right. So how do we get from 8 to 4? What do we do? Divide by 2. So 280 divided by 2 will give us 140. And now we need to go from 4 people down to, or up to 100 people times by 25. So we do 140 times by 25. Okay, right, so we worked out that 140 grams times by 25 is 3,500 grams. How many packs of flour will you need? It buys in packs of 500. So we got now 3,500 divided by 500 will give us 7 packs. So he needs to buy 7 packs. That's question 5A. What is the volume of the cuboid? Well, that's a nice simple formula. Volume is equal to the length times by the width times by the height. Now the length here, I know the what's in front of 14, the width is 4 and the height is 9. 14 times by 4 times by 9. If you get it in a different order, it doesn't matter, because when you're multiplying, the order doesn't really matter in that sense. So we've got to work out the volume in that sense. This is what we've got to work out. 14 times by 4 times by 9. Okay, 14 times by 4 times by 9 will give you 504 meters cubed for A. What is the surface area of the cuboid? This is a very important topic here, 5B. Okay, 5B. Surface area is what we can see times by 2. On a cuboid in a 3D view, we can see, what can we see? Let's have a look. We can see this face here. We can see this face on top of here. And we can see this face over here. Okay. Now, once we look at the area of the face, we can see, we double it, look at the areas of the whole shape. That's what it means by surface area. Okay. So this. So surface area is equal to the area of the three parts. So let's do the blue part first. We have 14 times by 9 is the blue part. And then we're going to add to that 4 times by 9, which is that red part. 4 times by 9. And then we're going to work out the area of the top green part, which is 14 times by 4. Okay, we've got to work out the area of all these first. And then you have to multiply all by 2. Okay. So 14 times by 9. So that's 2 times by all of this. So we'll come back after we work that out. If we work out all of these calculations, it gives us 218. We have to double the 218 and that will give us a total of 436 meters squared. That's 5B done. Here comes the next. If you want to work out the volume of this prism over here, what we need to do, we work out the area of the actual, the face. We call this the face part here. So the area of the face, or sometimes called cross section, and we multiply it by the thickness. I call it thickness, or this called the length. So let's color code that for you. So this is the area of the face over here. Okay, and then we're going to be looking at the thickness, which is here. Okay, here we go. Let's go for this question. Right. What is the area of the face? Uzaifa, you said nearly, what was it? You said it's base times by the height. Actually, no, let's do it. It's base times by the height divided by 2. That's the area of the triangle part. That's the blue part. Okay, and then we multiply by the thickness, and the thickness is simply 3. So let's put the values in for the base and the height. So we said the base is equal to B. It actually is B. And times by the height, which is equal to 7. And then we divide that by 2 and times that by 3. And that gives us 252. So what we're trying to work out is actually, where is it?
Also, they didn't write times by 3.
Okay, because if the volume of the cuboid, that's how we do it. I've said the question. Say that again. So we need to work out the value of B. So we need to get rid of all this other stuff here. So we got 7 times by 3, which is 21 divided by 2. So the opposite of divide by 2 is? Time by 2. And the opposite of time by 3 and time by 7 is? Divide by 7 and divide by 3. So we need to now do, on the next line down, 252, we're going to times it by 2, and then we're going to what? Divide it by, so we're going to divide it by 7, and we're going to divide it by 3. Okay, so what we can do, we'll just write down here, divided by 7, and divided by 3, and get rid of that line in between. So that's the calculation that we need to do. We can do it in 2 parts, rather than dividing by 21. So we've got 252, time by 2, then divide by 7, then divide by 3. So we've got to work all that out. Okay, who's written all this work down? Someone clear the page. Who's written all this page? Okay, so that's the calculation we've got to work out. So we've got 252 times by 2. What's 252 times by 2? So 252 times by 2 will give us what? So 250 times by 2 is 500. 2 times by 2 is 4. So 504. So we have to divide it by 7 first. For example, so 504 divided by 7. 7 and 50 will go how many times? 7, remainder 1, 72. Okay, so we've got 72, and now we need to divide that. Are we happy with that?
The charging.
Yeah.
Yes, charging.
Okay. So we've got now 72, we're going to divide that by 3, because that's what's left to do now. So 72, let's divide that by 3. Okay, hang on 1 second. 3 and 7 is 2, remainder 1. So the final answer is 24 is the final answer for that question. Okay, that's the end of that paper. Okay, let's